Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. The Curse of Oak Island is the island linked to missing treasure from a nearby French fortress. This week on The Curse of Oak Island, the team learns of a connection between the island and the missing treasure from the nearby Louisbourg fortress, which vanished in the 1740s. Recent episodes of the show have been fast-paced and super exciting, but unfortunately, this one was slower. But perhaps a small break from all the excitement will do us good. The most interesting aspect of this week's episode centered around the iron ox shoes that the guys recently found on the island and their possible connection to the Louisbourg fortress, located about several hundred miles to the northeast of Oak Island. This imposing French battlement fell to English colonists in 1745, and it swapped hands between French and British forces several times over the next few years. And as it happens, rumors are rife that a large quantity of treasure went missing from the fortress during all the years of commotion. Last night, the Louisbourg-based historian, Sarah McGuinness, told the Oak Island team that the ox shoes they have at the fortress match the ones found on the island. The ox shoes belonged to the British military, which begs the question, did men from their ranks take the treasure and bury it on Oak Island? It would certainly explain a lot. Oak Island team continued searching Samuel Ball's 19th century landholdings. Elsewhere on the island, Gary Drayton and Rick Legina unearthed an interesting-looking object on the land of former Oak Island farmer Samuel Ball. Ball had been a former slave who fought for the British during the Revolutionary War before becoming a cabbage farmer on Oak Island in the 19th century. He died a wealthy man owning 100 acres of land, which caused some to wonder if he had found part of the Oak Island treasure. Gary and Rick found a circular metal object with an emblem that looked like a crown and a rose. Gary thought it might be the topper of a walking cane or swagger stick, a ceremonial stick used by the British military. The guys also thought the emblem might reference the English monarchy, who have used the Tudor rose as a symbol ever since the House of Tudor united the House of York with the House of Lancaster in the War of the Roses in the 15th century. The Oak Island team wondered if Samuel Ball had received such an item because he had remained loyal to the crown during the Revolutionary War. They also thought a British officer had left it there after visiting Ball on the island, maybe to discuss the buried treasure. However, neither the Oak Island guys nor Sarah from Louisbourg could adequately identify exactly when and where the emblem came from. Archaeologist Laird Niven confused the issue even further when he stated that he thought the object was not a king topper at all but a lipstick cover. Either way, the item clearly needs further analysis. In the mist-covered waters of Nova Scotia, shrouded in secrecy and legend, lies a small patch of land that has fascinated treasure hunters and historians for over 2 centuries, Oak Island. Famous for its tantalizing mystery, the island is said to be cursed, guarding a treasure that may hold the answers to many of history's unsolved puzzles. But could Oak Island's hidden riches be linked to something more tangible, like the missing treasure of a nearby French fortress? As we delve deeper into the mystery, a new theory emerges that ties the island's enigmatic past to the ill-fated fortress of Louisbourg, a French stronghold that played a crucial role in the colonial wars of the 18th century. #####, the Fortress of Louisbourg, a beacon of wealth and power. To understand this theory, we must first journey back to the early 1700s, when the Fortress of Louisbourg stood as a symbol of French colonial ambition on Cape Breton Island, not far from Oak Island. As one of the most formidable fortifications in North America, Louisbourg protected France's interests in the lucrative Atlantic fisheries and served as a critical trading post. The fortress was a beacon of wealth, with its storerooms filled with gold coins, silverware, and valuable commodities. During the War of the Austrian Succession, 1740 to 1748, and later the 7 Years' War, 1756 to 1763, Louisbourg became a focal point of conflict between the British and French empires. In 1745, British forces, with the help of New England colonists, besieged and captured the fortress, only for it to be returned to France 3 years later as part of a peace treaty. However, the Second British Siege in 1758 led to its final downfall. As the French defenders realized the inevitability of their defeat, they faced a dilemma: what to do with their substantial wealth. The disappearance of the fortress treasure. Historical records and accounts from the time suggest that a significant portion of the fortress's treasure was never accounted for after the British seized Louisbourg. Did the French garrison, in a desperate bid to prevent their riches from falling into enemy hands, bury the treasure or transport it somewhere safe? Theories abound, but no definitive evidence has ever been found in the fortress itself. This is where the Oak Island connection comes into play. Some researchers speculate that, in the chaotic days before Louisbourg's surrender, French soldiers or sympathizers might have secretly transported the treasure to Oak Island, hiding it away in a series of ingeniously constructed traps and tunnels. The idea is not as far-fetched as it seems. The proximity of Oak Island to Cape Breton makes it a feasible hiding spot, and its dense woods and isolated location would have provided the perfect cover for such a clandestine operation. The French connection to Oak Island. What makes this theory particularly intriguing are the numerous French artifacts discovered on Oak Island over the years. Buttons, coins, and other relics dating back to the 18th century have been unearthed, suggesting a French presence on the island around the time of Louisbourg's fall. Could these items belong to soldiers or sailors tasked with hiding a fortune? Could the famed Money Pit, with its complex system of wooden platforms and flood tunnels, be the ingenious work of French engineers, skilled in the art of fortification and subterfuge? The parallels between the two locations are hard to ignore. Louisbourg's engineers were experts in constructing elaborate defenses, and some believe they may have used their knowledge to create Oak Island's underground traps, which have confounded treasure hunters for centuries. The French were also known for their use of secret codes and cryptic messages. The mysterious stone inscribed with symbols discovered on Oak Island could very well be a map or a set of instructions left by those who hid the treasure. The role of Freemasonry and secret societies. Another layer to the Oak Island mystery involves the shadowy world of Freemasonry and secret societies, many of which were active in the 18th century and linked to both sides of the Atlantic conflict. Some of the early settlers of Nova Scotia, including the French inhabitants of Louisbourg, were believed to have been members of these societies. The Masonic connection to Oak Island is well documented, with symbols and signs consistent with Masonic traditions found throughout the island. Could it be that members of these secret societies orchestrated the hiding of Louisbourg's treasure? It's plausible. The Freemasons were known for their elaborate rituals, symbols, and hidden knowledge, and Oak Island, with its supposed curse and elusive treasure, fits the mold of a grand Masonic project designed to safeguard something of immense value. The idea that the treasure was moved and hidden by a group sworn to secrecy and brotherhood adds an intriguing twist to the story.